This shoe with a review of the New Balance p350. It actually was going to be the Hezi Lows. They wrote the name here on the outsole, but they forgot to do something about this. They just, without hesitation, tried to name it a little bit different so that they could pass it off as like a Cooper flag signature. But they didn't do the work of putting his name or any logo there, but they didn't do the work of erasing its identity, previous identity. Like that Mad TV sketch says, stolen identity, stolen identity. I'm a clone. For size 9.5, it weighs about 380 grams and it feels super lightweight, lighter than what they just show. This feels like an upgrade of the Kawhi 4. Kawhi 4, I feel like it was the best New Balance shoe to date, but it had some issues. Definitely feels lighter than the Kawhi 4s. And the Kawhi 4s, the outsole, it had this real radial pattern, which is slippery in certain degrees. So that's not a basketball shoe. That traction is very questionable. But this traction is awesome. And it's not too dust sensitive either. So great job. Fit wise, they do come in double E and whatnot, but because the shoe kind of like, sharpens like an elf shoe toe area, like a latest shoe, so you probably want to go half a size up if you want it to fit decently, unless your toes are shaped like that. But the problem is the lace loops. You need to actually poke some extra lace loop holes here to fasten your shoe nicely, because this part is so flimsy and a bit of a dead space there, so you're gonna feel like your toes are like flying in the air in the vacuum space if you wear this without any extra lace loop here. So that's one fatal design flaw that I feel it has. Again, the cushioning, the fuel cell here, New Balance says fuel cell in every one of the freaking shoe. They never explain the difference of the density, but they all feel different. None of them are quite as good as this one. This feels like robust Zoom X with density and bounce. And add to that this really beefy PU type of insole that New Balance only has in terms of the texture and the bounciness and the softness, and the top coating that provides decent traction or decent friction. So together, these are like no other New Balance I've ever tasted before. It's super soft, but at the same time, it's not high off the ground. It feels pretty low to the ground at the same time. So New Balance works some voodoo magic here in terms of making this shoe. p350, God, you guys gotta come up with other ways of naming your shoes other than just giving alphabets and digits. It's so annoying. It doesn't even say P50 in this shoe. You know what it says? It says UHSLSL. Oh my God, New Balance. Anyway, this looks like a very casual shoe, but it's got all the performance tidbits there. This N logo, it provides that extra fastening. These extra coating, little starchy little coating around, like hyperfuse kind of material, really add to the feeling of security. And in between, these mesh areas are very breathable. These little suede parts are a nice touch, but I feel like they could have made this a little bit more flatter and more fastening. But anyway, overall, the padding is really nice all around. Nothing pinchy or scratchy or itchy or cutting anywhere. Heel slip, it's there, unfortunately. I think you need to really try the shoe on and decide if you can actually roll with this amount of heel slip or you can't handle it. I feel like it's not, you can feel the heel slip. I can't say it's like the worst ever, but it's somewhere there. Not great, because there's really nothing much going on there. See, flimsy. It doesn't have an outrigger. It's not a wide base. It's kind of rounded, so in terms of ankle rollover prevention, it kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. The shoe is kind of low to the ground. If you want to add some extra layer of stability, you can swap this really thick insole out for something more paper thin. Even with that, this cushioning would be more than adequate. Way better than any New Balance shoes in the past. So soft, so good, so bouncy. What else can I talk about with this shoe? Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. Price-wise, it's okay. It's definitely cheaper than the Kawhi 4, more available than the Kawhi 4, and the colorway and everything is so much better than the Kawhi 4s. Oh, and the laces. It's just little things like that. These little jagged parts, the laces in between the laces, they kind of help with the fastening a little bit more. They're not gonna slide back to where they came from once you pull them up. Once you pull them up, they kind of stay there nicely because of this little jagged pattern on the edges or on the sides. So yeah, definitely this is gonna go on sale. So you can, if you can wait, probably get it like 40%, 50% discount. It's New Balance. Nobody wants them, man. Who cares? Cooper Flag is sort of like the looking like the face of the shoe. He had a poster with this shoe on. I don't know if he actually still wears this shoe. Probably not too sure, but this sure is a really good shoe. But you can tell the Dallas Mavericks colorway and the Cooper Flag kind of look it has. Hezzy low, it still says that. I can't unsee that. So this is unofficial Cooper Flag first signature, so that's something you might want to take into account if you consider having this shoe and seeing if this is a keeper. There's the significance. Also, this little N logo, it's got 3M reflective material, so that's also a nice little touch. So incredible traction, out of this world cushioning for New Balance, or generally in terms of any foam midsole shoe out there. This is one of the best, if not the best, out there.